James Kaufman, World News Report today, January 5th, 2025. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Ladies and gentlemen, the USGS is reporting the biggest quake on Earth currently, a 6.2 magnitude earthquake in El Salvador. This is going to be at 49.5 kilometers of depth. Cayman is a 6 on the DYFI and a 6 on the shake map. Let's zoom in and see what we have and what we're looking at. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, first, this is right under a bunch of active volcanoes. You can see the volcanic ridge coming through this direction here. Again, El Salvador has active volcanoes going off currently, so there's magma movement, but there's more to it than that. We have a plate tectonic boundary here, the Caribbean plate tectonic boundary. You may be able to see coming through here, and it actually stops right here and doesn't join the North American Pacific plate boundary that is positioned right here. So there is a gap in the tectonic plate boundaries in that exact area as well. Headed over to volcanoesandearthquakes.com, we can see that we were in fact correct here. We have the North American Pacific plate boundary coming through here, and there is a lack of connection from our Caribbean plate here. We also have a 6.2 magnitude. Let's see, the French came in at a 5.5. Kind of funny, Raspberry Shake came in at a 6.0. So far, the USGS has called it out as one of the biggest earthquakes of the bunch, but we'll look at all the reporting agencies. Again, what we have here is the North American plate, which it almost occurred on. This is blue because it's not quite formed here. And that's what I was talking about. Our Caribbean plate here is not really touching our North American plate yet. We have two volcanoes to the north going off. A minor eruption, Nicaragua, another eruption, Nicaragua, and three more minor eruptions going into Costa Rica. So it's right there in the thick of things where we expect magma movement. There are a bunch of smaller earthquakes in the area, but we've taken them off the map to simplify things as we go. Let's get some detailed information about this earthquake. All right, we have a very strong magnitude 6.2 earthquake. El Salvador, Sunday, January 5th, about 3 hours ago. Looking at some earthquake details, a confirmed 6.2 magnitude earthquake. USGS is our primary source of data, and the nearest volcano is La Pongo, 70 kilometers away, and 1.9 atomic bombs of energy were released with this earthquake. Wow. All right, comparing quake data from different agencies, I want to start off by saying a depth given as 10 kilometers with an asterisk especially means the depth of the quake cannot be determined with sufficient accuracy. It doesn't mean that it's a deep underground military base. So USGS came in at 6.2, 50 kilometers of depth. Germans came in at 6.2, 65 kilometers of depth. The Europeans came in at 6.2, 50 kilometers of depth. And we have Raspberry Shake coming in at a 6.0, 102 kilometers worth of depth. And we have the French coming in at a 5.5, 82 kilometers in depth. Followed by the Italians coming in at 6.1, 75 kilometers in depth. The Colombians coming in at 6.2, and they're on scene, 49 kilometers in depth. A 6.0 out of Australia. And we have the Incorporated Research Institute for Seismology coming in at 6.2. We have a 6.3. There's a default depth here. A 6.3. And believe it or not, It's being called out by the Nicaraguan government at 30 kilometers, a 6.3. So this is somewhere between a 6.0 and a 6.3, a pretty strong earthquake for sure. In summary, we've had a 6.2 magnitude earthquake come in near El Salvador at 49.5 kilometers in depth, pretty much right on the North American Pacific plate boundary, where the Caribbean plate is trying to connect to that plate tectonic boundary. That is the biggest earthquake on our globe currently. God bless. Please share. Please subscribe. Always remember that anything's possible. Bizarro world.